you know the drill. We're going to do a review, see if the place holds up, see if it's worth coming to, see if it's worth a move, I guess. I'm on the Broad Street, which is like the main shopping street in Reading. So we're going to go see what it's like. First of all, here we have Broad Street Mall, which is one of 2 shopping centres in Reading. Alright, so this is a very busy street. Reading is a very large town. In fact, it's fair to talk about Reading without talking about its tumultuous history of trying to gain city status. So Reading is the largest town in the United Kingdom. It has a population of 300,000, bigger than Northampton, bigger than Luton, the biggest town in the country. I am technically in the biggest town in the UK right now, and they've been trying to get city status for Reading for years. Since they started bidding city status, they've applied every single time, and they still haven't got it. And I do not know why. The place functions like a city in every sort of regard. It has the size of a city, and definitely feels like one, so I don't really think there's any excuse for lack of city status anymore. Shop wise, good so far. Lots of shops. It's also a pretty street. I do like Broad Street. It's very wide, very open, and there is some good architecture on the street as well. But there's also some bad architecture, but it's the main street of a large town in the United Kingdom. I'm not surprised. This is not bad. I'm not going to do the Broad Street Mall because I'm going to do the Oracle instead. But this is a good start for Reading, I must admit. Very lively, very lively. It's incredible really how lively this place is. And yeah, I think that's a good thing. So yeah, so far, shop selection's good. I think we're off to a really, really strong start. And it just goes to show that not every big town in the UK is bad. There's a lot of buskers playing music around here as well, so if you want music, and obviously Reading's famous for the music festival as well, so which actually has just happened recently. Alright, time to do the obligatory shopping centre review and see if Oracle holds up. I've actually never been in here. I've been to Reading so many times and I've never been inside here. So let's see what it's all about. Wingstop. Right, so initial impressions of Oracle are really good. This is a very bright and open, airy shopping centre. And the shop selection isn't bad either. So a quick look on the internet reveals that this is the 44th largest shopping centre in the UK. Very oddly specific, but it made the list. And the highlight of Oracle is definitely the riverside, which we're about to go see now. So here we are at River Kennet, which is your geography facts here. So this is Reading is actually the location of the confluence of the rivers Thames and Kennet, which means it's where the 2 rivers meet. It is quite a good view, to be honest. I mean, yeah, obviously the architecture is not nice, but still they've done a good job at decorating it. It's a nice view. Right, enough about Oracle though. We need to go get on with the actual town. Although I will say that Oracle is definitely a really good shopping centre. One of the best, I would say, that I've been to. Alright, so it wouldn't be a video on this channel without a church or 2 in Reading's case. So, and maybe actually 3. I don't know. There are a lot of churches in Reading. And I'm walking to Reading Minster, which is definitely the best of those 3 churches that I was talking about. So that is the gorgeous Reading Minster, which is definitely the best of the churches of Reading Town Centre. I love the surroundings. Nice street we've got here. It's just really peaceful, despite being in the middle of one of the largest town in the UK. So large swaths of Reading Town Centre are actually divided into conservation areas, because there's that much nice architecture here. Some of my favourite buildings in the UK are here. Right, so this is Castle Street, and the reason why I said I think it's 3 churches, or I hesitantly said 3 churches, is because I'm pretty sure that is a church. It does not look, well, it kind of looks like one of those churches you'd find in central London, doesn't it? But I don't know what it's called. Right, I guess we're going to go to Broad Street Mall because it's right here. Not as promising a start, but don't judge a book by its cover, they say. They are bloody passionate about the buses around here, aren't they? We will definitely be talking about the buses because they are good in Reading. So it says Düsseldorf Terrace. So you know, Düsseldorf is a city in Germany. I think that might be because Düsseldorf and Reading are actually twin towns. So there's a little reference to that. The shop selection is definitely not as good, but it's small, so that's kind of what you'd expect. And no, it's not bad. It's actually really open and quite airy and light inside as well. So it's not a bad shopping centre either. It's just small, and it's not trying to be the next Westfield. So fair enough. So the whole thing is about to come full circle because we are back on Broad Street, which is exactly where we started. Right, so next we're going to go down West Street and make our way to the station. West Street is definitely not as good as the previous streets, especially what is going on there. But architecturally, this side is a lot better than that side. But to be honest, the shops are not very good along here. But again, this is not the main street, and this is probably where you're going to find the sort of lower order shops and casinos as well. I forgot to mention those. This is not the 3rd church, but it's actually the 4th church that I did not realise I was going to be going to see. And yeah, there's a church. There's loads of churches in Reading. Right, so this is Friar Street, which is kind of second to Broad Street in terms of importance. I think Friar Street is a real mix of good art and good and bad architecture. This end's definitely not as good, as you can tell, but it does get better as you go along. And again, the shops, I mean, there are some closed ones and there are some bad ones, but there are also some good ones. So yeah, it's not too bad. Unlike Broad Street though, it's not pedestrianised, so yeah, I guess that's probably a negative, isn't it? Station Road, we're going to walk down to Reading Station, which is a station that I am very familiar with. I used to come here all the time for some random train trips and that for ages. So yeah, I do actually have a bit of a soft spot for it. Alright, transport. So the station's there. That is a pub, but it's also where the station is. So yeah, I would say transport in Reading is, in one word, superb. It is phenomenal. The bus system is one of the best in the UK. They have some of the nicest buses. They have very frequent buses. They have very reliable buses, and they have very cheap buses. And the railway is just as good in terms of connectivity. Obviously, it's unreliable, you know how railways are going in the UK, but connectivity-wise, yeah, Reading is really good. You can go basically everywhere from Reading, minus a few places. Behind me is St Lawrence's Church, which is one of 2 main churches in Reading Town Centre, that and Minster. and it's lovely. It's really nice. I haven't actually been inside because I haven't really had a chance before, but it's really nice to be outside. And right next to it is the town hall, which is one of my favourite buildings in the country. Reading Town Hall, which is now a museum. It doesn't actually function as a town hall anymore, but it is stunning. Look at that. It was actually built in 2 phases. This part here, what am I saying, is by Alfred Waterhouse, who was the same man who designed Manchester Town. And it is, I think this is grade 2 star listed, but it might be grade 1 listed, I'm not sure. And the other bit was designed by a bloke who I'm not sure about, and that is grade 2 listed. So this is the older bit, I'm fairly certain, well, I'm 100% certain, and that is the newer bit. But they're both nice, but this is obviously the highlight. Right, so that's Reading Town Hall, and obviously we're not done with the history yet, because we've got to go and see Reading Abbey. So I can't actually get in. I don't think I can anyway. It might be closed today. In case anyone wondered, this was founded by Henry I in the year 1121. Before I wrap up, I just want to clear up some other things you should do when you come here. Pay a visit to Berkshire. Very nice area, really nice. Lots of independent shops. I'm not going to go there today, but trust me, it is such a nice area. That's definitely worth a visit if you're ever here. And it's right by the River Thames and everything, so good views. Another village I would recommend you go to is Sonning. Sonning is just outside Reading, and it's a really picturesque little place. It's definitely worth visiting. And obviously, go to the town hall, go to the abbey, go to the park, the Forbury Gardens, which I've just been to. Come to Reading. Alright, I'll conclude. Reading is a really good town. I would really strongly recommend you visit, because this place is enriched with history. There is so much delightful architecture here. It's really easy to get to. And yeah, it is just good. The shops are good and everything. This town is not struggling at all. And it's also probably one of the best commuter towns as well. If you work in London, you can get to London in 25 minutes, which is better than like a lot of places are actually in London. We're 40 miles out of London, so let that sink in. Reading's not, definitely consider it if you want to commute. But yeah, a couple more statistics if you're wondering. Population, roughly 300,000. I think I said that earlier in the video. And crime rate, 112. I'll throw it up on screen if you don't believe me. Which is the second highest in Berkshire, but you don't feel that unsafe walking around here. Trust me, I felt very safe in this area, and the fact that it's not that much lower than Slough does concern me a little bit. I don't really necessarily believe. I reckon a lot of the crimes are probably shoplifting and things like that. I don't think you're likely going to get. You're not going to run into much trouble around here. Trust me. It's not a bad area as long as you keep your wits about you. So, like everywhere. So, yeah, that is going to be it. That is why the city that never was should gain city status. Why Reading does not deserve the flack. It is a good town. Definitely come here. I'm not even just saying it's good. I'm saying it's worth visiting. And probably worth living in as well if you want to commute to London. So it's good on all counts. And it's good to shop in. So it's literally got everything. Definitely check Reading out if you're in the southeast of England. It is a really good town. I highly recommend it. Right, so yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I really like Reading. I have liked Reading. I have a soft spot for it, and I have done since I started travelling, which was young. I've been here so many times, and now I've actually made the video on it. So yeah, I really like Reading. Definitely come here. So that's the verdict. Don't listen to anyone who says it's bad. They probably never been. I'm sure there are some dodgy parts, and I know there are dodgy parts, East Reading, don't go there. It's not a nice area. I can tell you that for a fact. But other than that, I'm not really well educated. So if anyone local could tell me what areas to avoid that aren't the town centre, I'd like to know from you what you think are the worst parts of Reading. So yeah, obviously if you're local, give me your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think I'm talking crap? If you do, good. Tell me. But it's all opinions at the end of the day. So yeah, I do like this place. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.